the classes. Um, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through like how to make a class and like the basic template of a class, and then we're gonna go through some methods in the class and how to use it in the object. So the first step you need to make a class is naming it. So use the class word key and then enter the name. For classes, I don't think this is like a Pythonic rule. Like it would like I don't think the program wouldn't work without it. But usually class names usually start with a capital letter. I'm not sure why, but it's just standard. And then so you do a class person. I'm gonna call it because you can call it whatever you want, but for this example, I'm just gonna call it person. And then there's a special function for class. This is where you put your attributes in and your parameters. It's called init. Normally you call this a function, but inside a class you call it a method. So you have to use for this method you have to use this name or else it won't work. So you write self. Self is the object. So when you define an object and then use a method with the object, self will become the object. And then self and then the parameters we're going to use for this are age, full name. We're going to call it f name. Capital letters that we have to camel case it. Last name, height. Actually, no, we don't need it. So yeah, it's gonna be yeah, just those three. And then so what we're gonna do is put in variables. So our attributes. So the way we make attributes, you self dot the name of the parameter. So age equals the name of the variable, which is age. So you just do that for each one. Hold on, there's a mistake here. Oh, you're right. Okay, so now we've done our attributes. So what we do now is we start making our methods. This is a method, but for each class you have to do this, or else the class will be useless. So then now we're going to do some methods. So for this method is going to be a year of calculating the person's year of birth. This is very simple, not the like accurate way of calculating the year of birth, but it is just for as an example. Right. Okay. Now you put self here because we're going to use so you have to put the self here and we're going to use one of these variables. And then so just say the date birth, and then we're gonna so the year right now is 2021, so we're gonna minus that from the age, so self dot age, and then we're gonna return the date of birth. So what's this gonna do is gonna calculate the date of birth. So for now let's test out this variable with an object. So let's call this object Tom. To make an object of a class, you have to use the name of the class and then brackets after it, and then you enter in the parameters here. So 17 is the age. The first name is Tom. The second name is let's say the last name is Smith, and then to test this out because we return it, we have to put the when you call it, you have to put it in a variable because that's so then the return will go into the variable. So you always have to do this for when you're returning, you have to put it in a res in this example we have to do it like that. In other ways and like other functions like programs and codes, it's different depending on what you're trying to do with the return. So here what we're gonna do is we have to call a function here. It'll be Tom, as that's the object we're gonna inflict the your birth on, and then you just call it, and then make sure you put brackets after it as it's a method, and then yeah, it should run. It's not. Oh yeah, right. I have to print the rest of. I have to print it. So once you do that, you have to print it. If there isn't a print function in here, yeah, 2017 2021 minus 17 is 2004. Another method we're gonna do is a method called family add. So the in the variable when we call it, someone's gonna put a name in here, and then when you run the function, the name is gonna be put into the variable. So we're gonna put an attribute in here called family. You don't have to put this one here because yeah, you just don't. As it's just not really a parameter, it's just an attribute. So if family equals a plain list, and this is why we won't put it in here because it's not going to equal anything. It's going to be an empty list. So I mean yeah, and then the function is going to be called family add self, and then the variable we're going to add to this is going to be our full name. And so then after this, what we're going to do is append the full name to this to the family. So and you append the full name, and then now what we're going to do is test this on Tom. So go to the Tom dot family add, and then we're gonna put the variable of John Smith, and then we're gonna now we're gonna print what's inside Tom dot family. So John Smith and 2004. So as you can see, it worked. So bye. Please like and subscribe. And see you soon.